Oi oi, well, back again on my second instalment on Spinny. Been lucky enough to manage to get in the same swim. Yeah, it was in my head obviously after last week. Did my best to get in here. Glad to say they sorted out the car park. What's it? I don't know, cutting 300 yards maybe from the swim. Makes life so much easier. It was mad last time. I mean, I had to get all my kit through the little gap in the hedge. Yeah, which is no mean feat. I seem to carry more shit than ever. Must be getting old, need the comforts, you know. But you know what it's like. Yeah, fair play to these guys that just rock up with a brolly or a tarp. Fuck all kit. But yeah, I'm too old for that shit. I like to be comfortable. Comfortable and cosy, if you like. But so yeah, I've had a good lead about at the spots. Whilst the water's busy. Pucker, yeah, they're definitely coming clean. I didn't put any bait out there when I left because obviously preconceived, you know, there's no guarantee you get back in the swim. It's not one for pre-baiting really. Probably said that before, I'm sure I have. So yeah, everything's ready to rock. Just got to sort out the rigs. Last week they had a little what do you call it? The Cub Scouts went out for an hour or so, but that was later on in the evening. And I'm pretty sure the bloke said they go in at 8:30, so I thought that's fine. I can get everything ready to rock. It already is anyway, but you know, bait and all the rest of it ready to go. Rigs ready to go. By that time, I'll probably have the barbecue and a few ciders going. As soon as they buggered off in, the rods will be out. So yeah. Yeah, reportedly on the website, there's no one on. But I'm sure I spotted a bivvy earlier. Unless it was a day angler, but I'm sure they got a. Because the deal is here, like, even though you got a night ticket, you're supposed to register online that you're on the lake for whatever reason. I suppose it gives people an idea how very busy it is, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, there's only 13 swims on there, and it said 13 swims, so I'm assuming there's nobody else there. But I definitely see a bivvy of some description, unless they obviously haven't booked in yet. So yeah, what can I say? I'll be surprised if people don't turn up tonight. You know, I know this wind's a little bit stale and old now, but it's pumping across this swim. Like, yeah. And as far as I know, like I said, I haven't done a lot up here, obviously, but like grapevine stuff and all that, they ain't done any of the big ones yet. You know, and all the time that they ain't spawned, they're big, fucking big, especially that 50. Yeah, so you never know. I gotta be honest, I'm obviously confident from last week. I mean, I know it's only cut the stockies, but out of there, that's a proper result, you know. Yeah, my cousin's been on air, or on and off air for 2 years, or 2 seasons, I think now. Yeah, I think he said he's in his 3rd season, like just coming in. And to be fair, he struggled. He's lost fish due to the weed, I think he said. So yeah, to have 2 on my second night, on my first session, sorry, night 2 and night 3, this is bonkers. Yeah, let's flip this round a minute. Excuse the usual fingers and thumbs and what have you. But yeah, so I was sat over there last week, but obviously I'm on my own this week, so I can view right up the lake. I can feel if anything shows, so I can see me spot. Obviously, yeah, see the rods. Gone for captive back leads this time. I can drop them just below the rod tips, just to keep out of the way of that fucking swan. Yeah, he's a bit of a pain in the ass, but he's very friendly, so and he knows what a bucket lid is. As soon as he hears that come off, he appears out of nowhere. So yeah, but he knows the score. He ain't getting fuck all out of me. So yeah, yeah, everything's gone really smoothly. It's a little bit like don't usually go that smooth. Even last week was a bit of a pain in the ass, but this week it's like clockwork. Like I've done it 100 times. I suppose I have on other lakes, you know what I mean? Especially the large, this sort of style of angling. But yeah, got my car in got my van in the car park. Happy days, new padlock, down through the bridleway, no problem, into the swim. Bivvy fits in there, like made to measure in this little spot. Happy days. Rigs, sorry, the spots feel nice. Definitely feel cleaner than last week, although they weren't too bad anyway, to be fair. Just seemed cleaner. The spot I had the 2 fish from, I'm going to risk putting 2 rods on it, just because I think they get around the big packs, you know. It's typical big pit fishing really. So yeah, that's why I've opted to drop back lids on the right and the middle rod, just in case one of them does go. Left hand rod's totally out of the equation anyway. Got a plan in my head. If I get a fish, walk straight down to right of my margin and away from any danger really, as long as I take the net with me, which is what I've done on that second fish. I didn't talk much about it, but it was quite funny really, because in my head I thought, right, you know, yeah, totally unexpected. Obviously, first session, expecting to get one, let alone buy one. So yeah, it was like, right, so if I get a run, basically I've got my waders on. You can imagine it's ripping the whole time. Fucking hell, waders on. Managed to get those on. I'm sharing my cousin's waders because mine sprung a leak, which weren't good. So jumped in those, which was halfway between our swim. Jumped in those, net over my head. Grabbed the rod, pulled into it, net over my head, walked around to the right margin and just played it out. Yeah, it went like clockwork really. Just sketchy it was. Like I said, it's a net over your head and it was fucking melting. It was only £19. I was like, fucking hell. But did it ever hang on? Yeah. If I'd lost out, I'd say, oh mate, it's, you know, the big one. But you just never know. It just goes to show, doesn't it? You just never know till you get them in. I mean, I've had tents do the same thing. Not one noters like that. That just didn't stop. From the time you're hearing it, getting out the bivvy waders, net on my head, blah blah blah. It didn't stop. So even twisted the buzzers because I'm obviously on big single storm poles. Yeah, fucking mental run. But they're just like nothing else really on a big pit like this. Crazy runs. And they got nowhere to go, have they? They just keep going. Yeah, what can I say? But anyway, I ain't gonna babble too much because I've got a habit of doing that. Hopefully you've seen my previous blogs that have gone up. End of an era, start of a new era, basically on air. Yeah, I'm just buzzing to get my teeth. You know, just keep going. I'm gonna keep going in this swim basically until I can either not get in it or I do a 2 or 3 sessions without a result. But the trouble is, every time you get weather like this, to me it just screams fish. This margin, you know, it's the first place I see them when I wrecked it. I didn't actually wreck it. I come down for a look with the cousin. We found them up in the shallows, probably, well, as far away as my van is away. So it's got to be 200 plus yards. They're out 10 yards in between the pontoons. Well, there's some more pontoons at the top, milling about. You know what I mean? I think we found 11 fish, 2 big ones as well. Sat back off them, and that's what's given me the light bulb moment of maybe having 2 off the spot that produced last week, just in case. You know, if those big ones are sat back, then you never know. You never know. So yeah, I'm buzzing. It's just lush. I love it. It's just, yeah. Now I keep saying it, but it's such different gravy from Reading. Fucking circus. I don't miss it, and I won't. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get the rest of my stuff sorted, get me stove and whatnot out. Might have a brew actually. A little bit early for a cider. So yeah, I'll have a brew. Get my rigs ready to rock, and then I'll sit back and chill out. Wait for everybody to bugger off in. Yeah, happy days. I'll back this later on. Update this later on, I should say. Got some kebabs and that, homemade kebabs and that to go on a barbie. Chicken drumsticks. That'll do me. Happy days. Packer. Well, there's something you don't see every day. Where are you gone? There is the smallest pike I've ever seen. Where have you gone? There he is. That's about as long as my little finger. How incredible is that? Right in closer. There's the bank. There's Mr. Pike. Incredible what you see in it. On this huge lake. I'd love to be able to pick him up and have a look at him, but he'll be gone. Get anywhere near him. Without his glasses. Well, you can still see him, but pretty incredible, eh? Camoed now. pick them up. There's thousands of roach harriers. Ooh, there they are. Look. See, doubt to pick them up. Look at them. Every time you wade, you come in and they straight behind you. They don't pick them what they are. They're only a few ounces. Rakes of them. There's some proper nice little rudding amongst them as well. Real orangey fins. There you go, there's a couple there, look. And they're proper golden, some of them. All round by your feet when you're out by your rods. It's gone now. Might have to bring myself a little, yeah, I don't know, a little drop shot rod or something like that. Keep me entertained, that will. Happy days. Wow, that doesn't look too shabby, does it? Couple of kebabs. Couple of free chicken legs. Salt and pepper chili. I can't remember what pork that is now, but some marinated stuff. That I diced up at home, chucked a few peppers and mushrooms on it. If you haven't tried them, check these out, hold on. If you like a kebab, easy fill. They're like little envelopes, they're already cut open. 30 seconds each side, barbecue, job done. They're awesome. And a whole skewer fit in one of those. Not surprised I'm so slim, isn't it? So the rods are out. Bit of bait on the areas. It's so quiet. Literally you can hear a pin drop. No planes, no trains, no acid house. It's pucker, yeah. Anyway, my kebabs need churning, so does the chicken. I'm dribbling. Pucker. Morning. Wow. This is a view from my bed at the minute. Bit of a layer this morning, thought why not? The boats ain't gone out as yet, although there's been one spotter boat's gone out. I think picked some up. They obviously left out there yesterday, but other than that, nothing. All quiet on the fishing front. Yeah, very quiet night actually. Although last week I caught on the second and third night, but I'm under no illusion that it's, you know, because I've had to, yeah. I'm not going to lose myself to thinking it's easy, or it's going to be easy, because I know it ain't. I think I was spoilt, to be honest. Yeah, unfortunately I got a mega sore throat today. Sort of crept up last night. I was like, oh, usually when I get a sore throat it's the start of a cold, but quite picked up a cold. Yeah, I'm not sure really. Might be just a hay fever grabbing hold a bit, you know. But anyway, a little zoom in, how do I zoom in? So over there, got 10 channel set up. I think there's 2 of them actually. Funny enough, I got the binos out earlier just to see if they were carping or, you know, there's no biggie set up. But anyway, literally as soon as I put them to my eyes, I see something roll. I can't be definite what it was, but yeah, right out. There's an island. That's actually an island there, quite big and all. And then there's another one up there. That's what I think, up there somewhere out. Can't really see it. Yeah, so somewhere between those 2 islands. Long way away from me. Yeah, I heard a couple of fish last night, whether they were tench or carp, sorry, not sure. So yeah, very quiet. That's alright, used to that. Banging barbecue last night. Couple of homemade kebabs, as you've probably seen. You did actually, I already blogged it, didn't I? Yeah, 3 chicken drumsticks, which were jubbly. Oh, here comes my mate the Swan. behind the irises. So yeah, this time I've gone in with the old captive back leads. Yeah, just basically keep the line out away from him. And I'm fishing 2 rods out to the spot where I caught last week, so you know, better be safe and sorry, innit? Yeah, it just keeps everything pinned out of the way. Yeah, if it does happen, like, you know. Anyway, there's an old cormorant on the end of the how do I get this dial to go around? Oh, right, that's as far as it goes. Cormorant on the end of a jetty. Bit grey this morning, but no sign of rain for the foreseeable apparently. So yeah, I'm just kicking back and chilling really, because I can. Still in bed, like I said. There's no reason to get out and move the rods. Not that I probably will anyway if the boats go out, unless they start using this pontoon to my right, then I might wind them in until later. But yeah, it's so quiet here. It's just different gravy, man. I know I keep saying it, but you know, just this is as loud as it gets basically. You've got a road behind me, but it's not even a road, it's a lane that separates this lake from Rockford, which is on the Ringwood ticket, obviously. Those that know. Yeah, it's just so quiet. It's lovely. Yeah, no trains, no planes. Yeah. I mean, there's geese on there, but they're that far away you can't hardly hear them, which is nice. Anyway, I'm rambling, but time for a second coffee, I think. I'll update this later. Alright, a little update. I made myself a little fishing rod. I had this stuffed in my little pocket on my chair. Little pole kit that I bought from my boy donkeys ago. Yeah, and there's so many little roach and mint rudd in front of me. And I thought, do you know what? I'll have a little go for them. So I had these as well. Yeah, literally dragged a twig out of the hedge. Put it on top of the rod out of the way, but there you go. My little homemade rod with a float and a rubber maggot on there. Tiny little bit of putty to weight it down because it's on a hook link and there's no way I'm getting no shot off of there. As you can see there, you see them or not? Oh, yeah, you can see them. Tiny, so I ain't picking on that lot. Even made a little disgorger, which was needed. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of little stunning little roach and rudd. Great fun. So yeah, stood there in my waders, picking a few of them off. Yeah, we got the boats out there now. They've been a bit of a fucking nightmare to be honest, but yeah, they dropped a few little white marker boys. I did leave the rods out, but they started dropping them. I was like, fuck that. It's a shame they don't coerce with the anglers and say, oh, you got any lines out, mate? But no, they just fucking drop them. So yeah, I thought, take any risk, I'll just wind them in. I think they're only out there until 12:30 anyway. So yeah, all rods are in at the minute. Following on from this morning, obviously nothing's happened, but it's all good. Yeah, throat's still killing me. I don't know where that's come from, but fortunately I've got a few bits and bobs I can take for it. Ain't gonna take more than that to stop me fishing, but anyway, that's it for now. So yeah, technically I haven't blanked. Oh dear, all good fun, but yeah, great fun. I ain't caught fish like that, you know, for donkeys a long time. Since my little boy was little. I think he was like 4 or 5 year old at the time. But yeah, always takes you back to your roots, doesn't it? Catching little uns on simple little outfit, you know what I mean? No real involved. Anyway, I might have a little wander. Yes, it's hard to do a lap on this lake because you've got a big out of bounds section which is all like pine trees and yeah, not the easiest to get through, not in shorts anyway. But yeah, I might have a little look at the wood swim. Probably go and take a wander up to where the van's parked, just make sure it's all right. I'm sure it is behind a locked gate, but there is a bridleway, it runs down the side of the car park. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, yeah, I'll update this later on. But evening. Wow, we're now just coming up to about 6:45. rods have been out about half hour, 3/4 of an hour, something like that. Just waiting for the rest of the boats to go in. Went round, baited my little area, spotted another area out in the lake that I'm fishing. Yeah, barbecue's loaded up and dosed up with lighting fluid. And then a fucking boat turned, a couple of people trying to get in the boat. I was like, fuck's sake. Just when I thought it was gone quiet, but yeah, it ain't too bad. They're right over to the side of the lake, so happy days. Yeah, so wound in. What time did I wind in? Must have been about 11, 12. There was loads of boats and kids and activity. I thought, you know what, wind in, get everything clipped up and then go for a wander. And I'm quite glad I did, actually. Yeah, so there's the next main section from me. It's like the woods, all the wood swims. There's probably, I think now 1, 2, 3. There's about 5 or 6 swims in there, I think. And usually they're all stitched up, but surprisingly there was no one in there. Just one guy that I spoke to last week, who's sort of an all-rounder really, but fishes for tench mainly now. I had a good chat with him. Turns out he used to fish at the water park on the syndicate there. Thamesmead, basically the Thamesmead complex that Ashton Gaines used to run, and he was on the syndicate. Anyway, I was chatting to him about fishing here and all that, and obviously I said to him I caught last week. I couldn't quite believe when he said, but he reckons, and he's seen it, he was there when it was caught, as a 50, I'm sure he said 52 in ounces, or it might have been bigger than that. It was most certainly 50. I can't remember exactly what he said, because I was like, whoa, linear. So what, you're fucking joking? Because I think my question to him was, oh, is there many big mirrors left in there? And he said, oh yeah. And he reeled a few off. I was like, fucking hell. Yeah, because I'd heard of a Lynn called Inner City Lynn, it's called, but apparently that's dead. But yeah, he's seen them down in a bottom bay recently, like, and he said, yeah, they're still in there. Fucking hell. So not only are we potentially fishing for a £50 common, or a high 40 common, and a high 40 common, one of the two, depending on if the big common's in there, he reckons it is. Potentially we're fishing for a £50 linear as well. It's like, fucking hell. So yeah, it blew my head a little bit. After that I was like, bleh, fucking hell, didn't expect that, do you know what I mean? And he said himself, he said the good thing about this place, he said they get a lot of attention, because right next door, you probably heard a road going past me, it's only a little country lane, but directly behind me is Rockford, and obviously that's full of big fish. Well, not full of big fish, but some proper cheeses in there. I think the biggest one in there goes 60 odd at the moment, so yeah, it gets a lot of attention, understandably, whereas this gets left alone a little bit, probably a little bit more uncomfortable fishing, etc. You know, the swims ain't great, blah blah blah, but fucking hell, if this has got 250s in it, a common and a mirror, then happy days. Yeah, he basically said to me that there's more in there than people realise. There's more special fish in there basically than people realise. And I was like, well, yeah, it's always the case with these big pits. You never quite know, do you? Just because they go uncaught, it doesn't mean to say that they don't exist, you know. So anyway, that's enough of my mug for a minute. Had a bit of fun today, catching a little roach and that. I think I said that in the previous blog. Little outfit that I made up. They weren't easy to catch either. Yeah, they weren't fooled by a little rubber maggot, but I had probably, I think I had 4 or 5 in the end, then gave up. But some, yeah, stunning little rudd and roach, little perfect little miniatures. But yeah, the old Barbie's ready to be lit. Yeah, not really feeling drinking or eating this evening. I've got a mega sore throat. Woke up a bit this morning, I was like, fucking hell, what's that all about? Like a summer cold, like, you know. But I ain't blocked up, I don't feel rough, it's just my throat's really sore. So hopefully the old salt and pepper chili chicken will sort that out. Or make it worse, got 2 choices, isn't it? So yeah, like I said, rods are out. Just sit back and wait now. It was the second night last week, so hopefully it'll be the same tonight. It's had a good hit of bait, just pellet and boilie, A little bit of squid jar just laid over the top. Yeah, that fire bank looks nice, doesn't it? I don't think there's anybody over there. I haven't seen anybody at all. It's a Friday night. It's relatively quiet. I think there's 3 people on, maybe 4. So yeah, but no one over there. And there's a couple of guys that get in the woods regular. Usually they're on when I'm there. I don't know if they were here yesterday, but yeah. According to my cousin, there's a one guy that does 5 nights a week. It's like fucking out every week. Yeah, 3 nights is enough for me. Last week I was knackered, but yeah, it's the swim he's usually in. It's nice to be able to have a look at it with no bivvy in there, you know. Nice, very nice swim. So we can see what he gets in there. Apparently he had to hit a fish out of there, like all stockies, but he sort of stuck to an area, and I suppose that's what you do, isn't it? If you start catching from an area, you kind of hope that's going to happen again, but I should only do probably a handful of sessions in there, maybe 4 sessions in there. And if it doesn't produce, then I will definitely go elsewhere, because I want to start learning the lake a bit, especially when you get them like southwesterlies and that. But the southwesterlies do bang in there as well, but they bang down on that bottom corner, and there's a nice swim down there. Nice tree line, fire margin, deep. Yeah, it's like, that might have to be looked at. Even mate, he said there's there's nice areas out of there, blah blah blah. Told me what was out there, and I was like, happy days, happy days. So, you know, and he's got no reason to lie, say he's after the tents nowadays. I think he still does put the cart bats out just in case. You can't blame him on here, can you? But so yeah, there you go. That's basically the size of it. Anyway, I'm going to suck my beers, and I like to barbecue in a bit when I feel like it. Maybe a couple of ciders will give me a bit of an appetite. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for now. Fingers crossed. Last night, unless I catch tonight, I will do tomorrow night. But yeah, if I don't, I'll update it in the morning. If not, it'll be before the fish. Fingers crossed. Bugger. Morning. Wow. That was a very uneventful night. Yeah, we did see a few tents roll over the nearer spot sort of before dark and that last night. Yeah, definitely tench. I mean, last week when I had those fish, they were definitely more substantial rolls. But at the time I was like, probably tench. But thinking back now, yeah, you could tell the difference between. I know it sounds daft, but you got double figure tench in there, a lot of them. So you know, the distinguishing the difference to them and a sort of £20 stocky. It's gonna be quite similar, I think, when it rolls, unless you see it proper, you know. But yeah, very very quiet. I have to admit, I was quite confident last night. Big old moon, just meant so atmospheric. It was just like, you know, the old big common moon, apparently, but not in this swim anyway. But you know, never know, it could have been out elsewhere. I think there's either 4 or 5 people on apparently. Yeah, what I find bizarre is yesterday afternoon it said the same on the page, but only come across, well, there's only 2 anglers I've seen. One's opposite me pretty much in Suicide. Sounds mad really saying opposite me, because he's probably 500-600 yards away, if not more. But yeah, and then you got one up in the woods who's tench angling. Yeah, usually goes with his son. So the guy that was the mine of information yesterday, which made me think, fucking hell, you know what I mean? I've actually was in there. I had a good idea, but yeah, he did surprise me on a few of them. So yeah, it's just gone 6:30. Had a good kip anyway. Nice barbie last night, although I had to force yourself to eat it a bit. I don't know whether it was a hay fever or what, but yeah, I've had such a minging sore throat since yesterday morning. Yeah, it's one this morning I woke up with hardly swallow, so I don't know if that's hay fever related or what, but yeah, I'm not sure I've had it before, but yeah, weird. But yeah, throat like sandpaper, but I feel fine, so I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble too much. yeah, I should be off today. The plan was if I caught last night, then I'd stay to another night. It's rude not to. But yeah, nothing. And to be honest, I mean, I ain't surprised. Wouldn't be surprised these fish are bored of this wind, to be honest, or moved off the back of it. Yeah, it's been like northeasterlies now forever. The long ranges more northeasterlies for the next 10 days. So yeah, maybe next week I'll plot up somewhere else, give somewhere else a try, you know. Bit of a recce. Yeah, it'd be nice to find, you know, some more areas before the autumn gets here, because that won't be long. Before you know it, get to the end of June. Oh, there's a fish out there. That was a tench show. Definitely a tench. Yeah, right out. I say right out, not mega far. Yeah, anyway, where was I? Yeah, so just to find a couple more areas on them favourable winds, you know, when we start getting the west-southwesterlies. They do come in here, but obviously across this way, and at the moment it's doing that. So both winds come in here. So I will be keeping my eye on this, obviously. And the bottom corner down to my left was having a look yesterday. Just looks bang on the right conditions. It gets most of the, it's on the back of most of the not so favourable winds like we're getting now, but it's on the front of the proper winds, you know. So yeah, definitely worth a look. Anyway, excuse the yawning, but I'm gonna drink my coffee. Chill out for a bit, and then probably get stowed away about 9, I reckon. When them boats come out, that'll be it. So yeah, my first blank on spinny. Like I said, I was under no illusion it'd be hard. That's why I was so, yeah, shocked last week to have 2. I was like, fucking hell. So yeah, maybe I'll have to work hard to get the next fish, who knows. But I don't mind that, I'm used to it, so bring it on. But hopefully that don't come that case. Yeah, hopefully I won't have to struggle too hard, but we'll see. That's fishing, isn't it? That's what they call it, fishing and not catching. Anyway, I'm off. Pucker. Check this out for atmospheric. Yep, that is the moon. There's a 50+ comment in there. Come on. Absolutely awesome.
Perez, who got a tour card in January, hasn't played until the Pro Tours this past weekend. He had a good run out in the overtime, so he's ready to
Evening all. Wow, new vista this week. Unfortunately, it was somebody in the old boatyard swim. I had a feeling it might be this hot weather, so yeah, that scuppered my plans for this week, but enables me to get in another area, which is what I wanted to do really. Yeah, it'd be nice to get around the lake a bit. There's a few other swims I want to get in before the better weather comes, more conducive weather I should say, not better weather, but yeah, weedy as hell, but I did manage to find a couple of areas, which is nice. So they've had a bit of a hit of the old pellet and boilie approach on 2 of the rods. One of them is just boilie. No real reason apart from the left rod's not really that clean an area. I thought, you know what, handful of boilies, crushed up and all that as well. Mainly because it's all that fanatogen, which is, if you know, you know, but it's quite sort of sparse but tall. And the carp love it, allegedly. So yeah. But the other spot round to me right, it's a pucker slide, big enough for 2 rods, probably big enough for 3, but I want to do something different with the other one. So yeah, the old Barbie's ready to rock, soaked in glug. New waders and all this session. I hope you can hear me over the iPad. The old darts. Yeah, got the old Heritage red strap or red stripe, whatever the fuck they call them. So far so good. It's a good noise. 180. Yeah, so we're obviously going to get a pucker sunset later. He's just up there at the moment. Yeah, when I got here there was a couple of 10 anglers. I'm not far from the top, well, the other far end of the lake, so down to my left there. It's not far, what, 50, 60 yards is the end of the lake. I nearly went in there, but yeah, the wind was hacking in there earlier, but we ain't due to get any wind as such. Anything's, you know, prolonged, so I didn't bother in the end. I thought, you know what, I've always liked to look at this swim since I first wrecked it, so we're doing it. Anyway, I ain't going to ramble too much because I ain't got much to say at the minute. But I'll update this either later on with some chicken drumsticks and belly pork crackling away, or tomorrow, or sooner if we have a fish. Fingers crossed, eh? Don't hold your breath. Fuck. Morning. Well, what can I say apart from that was a very quiet night. As I said yesterday, I'm in an area obviously I haven't fished yet. Yeah, it's only my third session anyway, but nice to fish another swim. Although, yeah, I did struggle to find some decent spots yesterday. I mean, I found an area eventually, quite a bit closer in than I was expecting, but it's a nice area. Yeah, give it a nice little hit of bait. Too much. Yeah, nice little hit of bait, sort of just out of shots on my right. Yeah, where that swan is now, kind of. Obviously further out than that. But yeah, yeah, nice slide actually. I thought, do you know what? I haven't found bugger all else that's given me a good slide. So yeah, I hit it quite hard with the old Coppins pellets, halibut pellet, whole boily, chopped boily, well, crushed boily. Didn't bother chopping it up, just squished up with my fingers. Yeah, what can I say? Not even the old tents visited me last night. Not that I'm complaining, because that'd be a pain in the ass, but yeah, although saying that, I am using the old captive backlegs, tipped slightly in the water. There's quite a lot of Canadians on there, and they seem braver than most Canadians I've ever come across. They come in quite close, so I just thought, right, get it all pinned down out of the way. Yeah, just in case they, you know, they are a bit thick, aren't they, these birds? Yeah, yeah, but no, I had a bit of a liner. I think that was this morning. Or was it last night? Don't know. Whatever it was dark o'clock, which woke me up. But other than that, nothing. I half expected the tench to kind of turn up over me, really, or maybe even carp. But there's quite a bit of activity down here yesterday. But yeah, very quiet this morning. What else was I going to say? Another thing I have noticed, there's literally no coots on this lake, which is weird. Yeah, not really sure why. One thing I have noticed in all the swims that I've recce'd, and weed that I've brought back, don't seem to have an awful lot of life in it, which is surprising, really. Yeah, it just doesn't seem very rich and natural, you know. Yeah, very strange. Not really come across a lake before that ain't got a lot of coots on that on it, you know. Yeah, no coots. I've only seen probably one or two grebes. Yeah, it just seems to be seagulls, ducks, as in mallards, and geese, and one lone swan. So I'm wondering whether it's because it's not so rich and natural, that's why them birds aren't on here. I don't know. Yeah, weird, really. But yeah, I'm pointing the camera this way because I look like shit probably this morning. Sorry, I don't want to see my bug. The old hay fever's battering me big time. Same old, really. Really need to learn and get the injection. But there you go. So yeah, so far so quiet. Had a good barbie last night. Yeah, nothing mad. I just had what did I have? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, a couple of pork belly strips, salt and pepper pork belly strips, 3 chicken legs, salt and pepper. That was it. That done me. A
few cans of cider, and had the old World Cup of darts on the iPad, so that was good. Yeah, much the same today really, although I am gonna do a bit more work out in front of me. So when I got in here yesterday, the sun sort of rises round to my right. Where's my finger? Sort of that round there. And you get a lot of shade all day up till, well, say all day up till the afternoon in this swim. But then it does blazing in the front of this swim, and by the time I got on here yesterday and got sorted out, fucking hell, 20 minutes out in the waders and you knew about it. Yeah, proper sweaty. Not the one with the old rubber waders. I think, yeah, it is rubber. New ones, by the way. The old Heritage red straps. Probably already said it last night, but I can't remember. Just destroyed my other ones. I find the welly on the vast ones is far too high, which makes them a bastard to get it opened. To get your foot in quick, but they're spot on. So far, so good. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. But there's still time. Obviously, all the while the rods are in the water, you never know. Yeah, the old boats didn't go into late last night. I think it was gone 8 o'clock, to be honest, which is naughty, because if you look on their website it's like 9 to 5, and it's like, yeah, you really aren't. I'm already starting to realise that they don't stick to those times. Not that it's a problem, but it's like, okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll yeah, update this a bit later on. Oi. Well, if I look shagged out and hot, that's because I am. But I'm not shagged, unfortunately. Okay, what a mission. Well, back on Spinny. I'll start on saying what happened last week. Yeah, well, I was over in the swim, I don't know, it's either 4 or 5. I'm still not done with the swims yet, but excuse me. Hay fever. So yeah, started off in there last week, and it was a really quiet weekend actually. Nobody turned up. What can I say? Struggled to find spots, and yeah, I started to get an algae bloom in it. Yeah, not good. Nobody likes an algae bloom today. I mean, I'm sure the fish ain't worried, but yeah, for us anglers, it's shit really, because it just stops all your vision, doesn't it? So yeah, anyway, I'm in a swim. I had a little recce in last week. I'm literally perched on a cliff. I need to get out and show you really. Oh, fucking hell, so what? It's so what? I must be fucking mad, but there you go. Oh, excuse the man bod, dad bod, whatever. So it probably don't look like it on there, but that's proper perched on there. But somebody kindly dug a couple of holes whenever ago at the back, so the back bed chair feet stick in the ground. I was going to go ground sheetless and all the rest of it, but I thought, you know what, there's a chance there might be a bit of rain, being it was on the slope. I can't be doing with getting trashed. So yeah, basically in this swim, it's proper tucked away. It's the only swim here. Can we see the phone adjust? Excuse the belly and the tits. So here is the other end of the peninsula for the boatyard, basically. So I got here all excited that I'd get in a boatyard again. Fucking stitched. Yeah, not happy. Is what it is, club water, but it's the same geezer, and I'm sure he hasn't moved. It's like, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Yeah, probably should have kept my mouth shut about catching anything out of there, but according to my cousin, it gets quite a bit of attention this time of year. So yeah, so in the end, I ended up coming all around here. And I say all around here, it was a fucking mission. So basically it's a bridleway, public bridleway. I think all bridleways are public, aren't they? I'm not sure. And took advantage of it because it had been cut last week. Yeah, just managed to get through here. Cut the fuck. All that doesn't look like it much on my hands, but yeah, stung, cut, all up the, you know, from the stingers and the brambles that they didn't quite get. But yeah, I got in there. The only trouble is going the other way, which is a lot shorter. you've got a set of tree roots probably 100 yards along the path there, and they're fucking massive. I just don't think you get a barrow over it. But I've got a plan for that. Cut the little planks of wood, get over that, no problem. Obviously I've got a power barrow. And they are bad, they ain't just little ones, they're proper ones. But at the other end you've got a fucking swing gate, and it's like, so the car park's nowhere near the swing gate. So I'm thinking, fucking hell, if I can get my barrow, I don't give a shit, I'll stop right by that gate, chuck my barrow out, load all my kit up, push the kit down there in the swim, go park the van, which is only over there. But you know what it's like, fucking paths are never true to, well, public footpaths never true to the lake, are they? Not always. Yeah, and it'd be a lot easier journey with the barrow, but so I need to wreck it really. If I can get my barrow through that gate. The trouble is my barrow is always set up. Literally all I've got to do is unfold it, press the power button, and off we go once I've loaded it. So I don't really want to have to take it all apart and everything, you know, because that's how it goes in my van. Everything fits perfect. I've only got a little Astra van, but yeah, everything fits in there sound. So I don't really want to fuck about on the side of the road. Well, it's not a road; it's like a little track. Not like it's a busy one, but yeah, I don't want to be messing around there, you know, taking apart the barrow just to get it for a fucking gate. So once I'm sorted in here, I'm gonna go down and have a little recce. It's a cracking swim, so again, excuse the moves, but yeah, you see here, getting used to this now. That island's probably, I don't know, 60-70 yards maybe. It's got a lovely sandbar off the back of it. I did see a fish show out there a couple of weeks back. I remember we were chatting to some bloke over there. Like I said, you've got the end of the, where is it, just there, you've got a little pontoon there, which does get used, not a lot, but then that peninsula that comes out, not very far, but it's no different from what I was doing the other end of the boatyard, which is probably, fucking hell, I don't know, 800 yards away at least. It's a long way, but like I said, it's stitched. Fucking quite pissed off about it really, but yeah, it's the way it is, isn't it? I can't get there till Thursday, so yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a 5-night limit on there. So yeah, he's obviously utilising that at the minute. But anyway, this corner is fucking lovely. It's got snags all down to me left there. All down there, snags. Right way down round to the first swim on the other bank, where you can park your car right in there. But you can't come as far as this. It's a whack to get anywhere near where I am. And obviously, if anybody does that, I'll be oi oi. I mean, fucking in there. But I've got a nice bay. Comes round here. You can walk round there. There's nice little tracks down in there. So yeah, it's got a lot going for it. It don't look like it's been fished for a while. To be fair, it probably will now. I'll fucking get in there. But so yeah. Yeah, not had a lead about yet. Literally, I just tried to get everything in there. The barrow's down that track and just up round there. So I've used it as a gate really, stop people's fucking dogs coming in. Because it is a public footpath, so it doesn't give them right to the lake. So yeah, whacked my barrow in there, chopped it with a with a couple of stones because it's right on the bank. Everything's pissed up here. I was going to put it here. I never does justice on the phone, but this is nowhere near flat. And then you've got a big couple of big ass chunky tree roots in the way, and it's just like, do you know what? If I get my bed shower high enough, which I have, and it actually looks pretty level, as long as I get a mozzie front on so I don't get troughed, happy days. So it looks like this is doable. So if it, you know, if I can get through that gate at the bottom, literally it's what, 200 yards with a barrow, 300 yards, piece of piss, easy. So yeah, I'm gonna recce that later. I hope I can get my barrow through it. I'll take it down with nothing on it, just see if I can get it through really. But yeah, so I just have to lace myself with the old water, a few wet wipes, absolutely minging. I stink. It's pointless having a shower before you go fishing. I'm sure many of you know this. That's how you get it sorted, unless you're fishing out your motor or an easy fucking venue. Yeah, by the time you sort yourself out, you're absolutely pissing with sweat and you stink, so pointless really. But the only trouble is I can't be getting in here because you've got a fucking algae bloom. So yeah, good job I bought 15 litres of water. Yeah, that'll be getting used, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, yeah, I've had myself a cider to cool down a little bit. Now to see what's out in front, I suppose. I'm sure it'll be weedy as hell, but I definitely know there's a sandbar off that island, and I'd imagine down by this pontoon off that peninsula, you know, ain't gonna be much different all the way along that margin. Always seems to be where boat yards are. You got always these nice sandy margins, like, you know. I suppose really get used traffic and that maybe, but yeah, we'll see. I might update this later on, going fucking can't find anything. But I've definitely got an area for one rod anyway that I've got my eye on out there. So I'll update this later. Get the rest of my shit sorted out and cool down a bit. Pucker. There you go, look. Skewered by my own fair hands. Pork, mushroom, peppers, cider, lake, boudoir. Morning. Well, quite old night on the rods, but what a stunning view. I can zoom this in. You can see in that gap there, the centre of the screen, like the biggest dip in the tree line. It's a fucking great house plant right in the middle of that. You ought to see it at night all lit up. Awesome. How did her half live, eh? Hold on. Fingers and thumbs. So, basically, obviously you can see that little island there. Yeah, so I got one up the middle, tight as I could, or tight as I dare, without hitting the island. Good drop, bit of weed around it. It's fucking weed everywhere here, to be honest. Yeah, probably put about, I don't know, about half a kilo of bait out, I guess, boilie, just straight boilie. And I used, hold on, where is it, where is it, where is it? That little bad boy there, the baby spawn. It's unbelievable how far you can put one of them. For those of you who've used one, you'll know, but you get like 7, I think it's 7 or 8, 18 mil boilies in it, and you wouldn't think that was much weight. Fucking hell. I'm sticking one at 24 wraps off the end of that island onto like a smooth strip that I found, and it pisses out. I mean, I'm hitting the clip way up in the sky. I'm like, fucking hell. So yeah, surprising how far you can whack one of those little things. Yeah, so I went with the old just straight boilie approach on those 2 rods. You know, in my mind I was thinking, oh, you know, it's an island, so, you know, carp-like features, etc. Why not give it a go, you know? And a few weeks back, when we're round there on that other bank to my right of screen, I should say, round about there somewhere, one nutted out whilst we were around there. This is going back a while now, but yeah, one showed off the end of there. But obviously from that bank over here, it's way out, you know. Yeah, definitely beyond my casting means, but then you wouldn't want to be past that island anyway. Well, I wouldn't want to be personally, but people do it, obviously. But each to their own, whatever. But yeah, from here, obviously, it's a good angle. I'm not past the island. So yeah, so 2 rods out there. You can't even see the other one. Let's have a little. Oh, look how dodgy this is, man. It doesn't give away the slope really, but trust me, it's straight out and down the slope. Oh. Yeah, so my bed is fully extended one side. That's how much of a drop it is. Yeah, didn't sleep the best. I had a good few hours, but the sun come up straight over there, straight in my house at like, I don't know, 4:45 this morning, whatever it was. So yeah, burning my eyelids out. And we had a spot. Just focusing on my finger now. Basically that pontoon. Yeah, just in light of what had happened at the t'other end of the, what do you call it, sailing club. So follow that peninsula around and you'll come to the other boatyard swim. But yeah, it's good, I don't know, probably 500-600 yards away. So basically the opposite end of the boatyard. But yeah, I think, I don't know, I just think the fish like the structure and all that, you know, going back to the
early days of fishing. Always used to like fishing to snags or far margins or islands or whatever. And it goes round here to my left. It's only a little bay, but it's a nice quiet bay. When I say quiet, literally last night I got my rods out all sorted, and it was about, I don't know, 7 o'clock, and a fucking family of canoes decided to go in there, start banging around, and yeah, I was like, fuck's sake, it's been probably left quiet for I don't know how long, and then they get in there and start fucking shit up, basically. So yeah, but it is what it is. Hold on, let's pan back out. So we're getting, yesterday I couldn't even see that gravel. It was that pea soup in here, it was savage, but it looks like it's dropped that a bit this morning. Yeah, so I'm not sure what sort of life cycle an algae bloom has, or what it needs for it to drop out, but it's definitely cleaner than it was yesterday. I couldn't even see I mean, they're bright orange, like them backnets cords, and I couldn't even see them yesterday entering the water. So yeah, like I said, all quiet. I did hear one last night. I'm not really sure where it was, because as usual, I rolled over facing the back of the bivvy, and I definitely heard one. I think it was round to my left there somewhere. So yeah, can't say what it was, probably a tench, but you never know, do you? Oh yeah, basically that pontoon. I walked around yesterday, a bit of a mission, but I walked around yesterday, give it a good hit of pellet, probably a couple of K, chopped boilie, smashed up boilie, and obviously chucking a rig across from here. So yeah, basically the same as what I was doing in that other boatyard swim, but yeah, hopefully I can get in there a bit more frequent. I did hear yesterday that the kiddie that's now taking residence in the boatyard swims apparently doing every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. It's like, you twat. So that's proper fucked it for me, because I can't get her till Thursday. So yeah, naughty really. They should have a limit on how long you can stay on the swim, I think, in my opinion. But again, carp anglers don't seem to go to these AGMs, and that's where you need to get a voice, innit? There's no good complaining about it if you're not gonna follow it up, you know. But anyway, that's me so far. Cracking Barbie last night. So a bit of a mission where I am. My barrow is up round the corner there, because can't get it down there, really, there's no point. So I just block the entrance, stop the dogs coming in. Yeah, so it's proper in the sticks. As you can see, obviously somebody had a good clear out in here at some point. Yeah, but it's a nice swim, I like it. Shame you can't get down in there, but that there tree root and that there tree root, it looks like it's big space, but it's not. Oh, here's one there as well, look. You just can't get your bivvy in there for love and money, so hence why he's up on there. A few tins of cider that's scattered around, but yeah, so that is why I'm in there, basically, because where I wanted to go is going to be stitched for a foreseeable by the look of it. Some so-called celeb angler, whatever. Sponsored, that's all I'll say. It's like, whatever. Anyway, I want to crack on doing my own thing. Hopefully, we can trip another one up. Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but, you know, we're not going to catch them sat at home, am I? So, there you go. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now, and I'll update you later on. Evening. Wow, scooted nakedness, but it's a lot cooler than it was yesterday, I'm glad to say. Fucking stifling in there it was yesterday and last night. Anyway, yeah, so I'm now coming into evening 2. Rod's redone. Found a nice little, shall we say, the track that I got to the swim by. I found a lot easier route and being a bit tricky, but I'm not going to say what, because when this goes on YouTube, I don't know who watches my channel, but I've just made my life so much easier, put it that way. Instead of like I don't know, half a mile through savage fucking stingers and what have you, brambles, squeezing through gaps with a barrow, I've narrowed that down to about 300 yards now.
yeah, maybe a little bit more, but way easier, way easier. Yeah, nice little trick. Actually, I'll say. So there's a gate, they put in a new gate along the path behind me. I think it went in last year, the year before. And basically it's a, what do you call them? Kissing gate, is it? Like a turnstile gate, you know? Got to walk into it and it closes behind you, so a little metal half circle. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, turnstile gate, whatever. Anyway, it's brand new, and I thought, fucking, there's got to be a way I can get me kit through that way. It's just so much less hassle. Anyway, I looked at it and I thought, that looks like it lifts off. The gate lifts off. So fucking hell, and all it's holding the top hinge on is two big fucking nuts. It's a alley gate, but they ain't rusted or fuck all. It's not steel. And I managed to get one of them loose. To be fair, it wouldn't tight anyway, but the other one was pretty solid. So I thought, right, come back to the bivvy, and I got a pair of multipliers, sort of thing. You know, like a penknife, you know what I mean, with multiple things on it. I thought, if I can crack that nut off, I reckon I could take that fucking gate off his hinges and push my kit straight through, put the gate back on, bolt back on. No one's any the wiser. Anyway, so I trotted down with my pliers in my pocket and a storm pole, which is like a little bit wider than my barrow. I thought, at least I'll be able to measure out the gap before I bother fucking about trying to get it off. And it looks like it goes through perfect. It's like fucking mint. Anyway, yeah, managed to get the other knot off. So I've just done it back up finger tight. Like I said, none the wiser. I don't know if anybody else possibly has done it in the past. It's not a swim that gets fished that much. It does get fished, but you know what I mean? It's one of them swims where you have to travel light because of that fucking gate. And then halfway between me and the gate is like some massive roots coming out of the ground, which is a bit of a bastard with a normal barrow, obviously. Yeah, it literally, you'd have to lift it over it. However, my barrow's got power and it's got rear wheel kit on it, so literally I can just pivot over it with the back wheels, you know what I mean? Or at least I'm hoping I can anyway. Find out tomorrow or Sunday when I pack up. I don't know if I'm packing up tomorrow or Sunday yet. We'll see. So yeah, hopefully it'll work. Like I said, I have to do a maiden voyage to make sure it does. But worst case scenario with the roots, I'll get myself a couple of bits of tongue and groove or something, just to make a little ramp, pick them up, chuck them in the head somewhere, or stash them, or chuck them back on my barrow, ain't no weight to a bit of tongue and groove. Yeah, happy days. So I might be able to do some of it that somebody else ain't. Considering that fucking boatyard swim's been stitched up now, yeah, I thought, do you know what, it's nice out in front of here. You've got that island, it's all but 24 wraps, 25 wraps, so like 100 yards, whatever. There's a nice clear spot off the end of it, sort of fishing just off the end of that, and then the middle of the island. You know, you're getting a drop, but you got a lot of that fanatigen weed, but you can still present a bait in that, no problem at all, you know. There's not much other weed, just that tight to the island, whereas out in the middle it's fucking Canadian and onion weed, all sorts of crap. It's obviously really hard to present the bait in. So yeah, I think I might carry on doing a bit in this swim. It's a bit precarious, perched on here like I am, but in all fairness, in my haste to get set up, in my rush, whatever the word is, probably could have gone back another half a foot with a bivvy. Ooh, come on then, little bleep. Yeah, so yeah, if I come back another half a foot, it'll be spot on, I think. So next time, hopefully I can get in there and it ain't fucking stitched. We'll see, that'll be the plan. Park down the bottom end, nice and easy, barrow through the gate back on, no one's none the wiser. So that's my plan anyway. Yeah, so the rods are redone. I spotted probably, yeah, at least a couple of maybe 3 kilo bait, mixture of pellet, chopped boilie, whole boilie, boilie through the chopper, so it's like halves. Basically all along the edge of that island, really. Joining up the 2 rods I've been fishing out there. The other one's still out on the pontoon. Although I didn't put any more bait over that, I've not had nothing off it, and I put a good bit of pellet and boiled off there yesterday. so I'm just going to leave that go quiet. Not only that, it's Friday night. If I go scuttling around there with my bucket of bait for all to see, off the end of that pontoon, people are going to clock it. So gonna have to think clever. I think on a Thursday from now on, if there's nobody in these swims to me right, that's when I'll do my baiting for that spot. Get it all in there on a Thursday night when there's no fucker here, and then I ain't got to touch on a Friday. Just put my rigs out. That's my thinking anyway. So yeah, just got to do one step ahead really. Try and keep undercover a little bit. I don't like having to do that really, but you know, at the end of the day, I mean, prime example, I had those 2 fish out of the boatyard. I ain't been able to fucking get in it since. Well, one session I managed to get back in there. So yeah, and the kid here fishes it now, allegedly. I heard from somebody else last night that he's planning on doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday every week. I'm like, fuck's sake. So unless he moves out of there, it's going to be stitched. So yeah, it's a bit annoyed really, but it's trouble in it. It's club water, but they should have rules in place really where you know you can't camp for like fucking solid days on end. There's another guy on there that does 5 nights a week in the same swim every week. It's just like fucking hell. And the nights he's not here is in the week. You know, so yeah, a bit unfair if you ask me. There should be like a 3-night rule. 3-night rule move, you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe that'll come in the future, you never know. But anyway, not to moan too much. I'm loving it here. I've been loving it today, getting the rod sorted out. Had a little wander, obviously go get the van and move that back round the other side of the lake. My cousin's turned up, so he's down in the swim we call Doctors, which is basically around my van's parked. Easy angling straight out your motor really, through the gate and you're there. So yeah, I think he's gonna pop around a bit, have another cider. And I've got to prep my barbecue stuff up. Yeah, it's got some seasoned pork, peppers, mushrooms, a couple of good big kebabs. That'll do me, happy days. Yeah, so like I said, we're all sorted, just waiting now. Anyway, I'll update this later on, maybe. If not, maybe with a fish, you never know. But yeah, stranger things have happened. But the usual, don't hold your breath. But oi oi, wow, this is a little bit smaller than I'm used to. Yeah, all the Hawkeyes out there will notice that I'm on a considerably smaller lake. What the fuck's matey doing over there? Christ knows. Anyway, yeah, this will be my winter ticket, hucklesbrook. Quite a nice lake actually. Basically a big island in the middle. I'd say big, it's fairly big. There's quite a lot of swims on it. It's a little bit more match orientated than anything, but there's some cracking fish in there. There's loads of fish in there apparently. Probably shouldn't have said that because if I blank I'm gonna look like a right fucking noddy, and I. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, I fancy a little bit of a change. Yeah, it's tough going on the old big pit, but I just fancied a little bit easier this week, hopefully. Certainly getting there and the swims, look at that, they're all like this. Looking gravel, no mud. It's going to be pucker in winter, just a job. Obviously, unfortunately, water level's down a little bit at the moment, but yeah, it's good for 3 foot off the front of them cages, whatever you want to call them. But got the old captive back leads on, so everything's pinned down. Yeah, I said I don't know an awful lot about the stock, but I do know there's a lot of 20s, and there's probably what was I told? I don't know, I think it might be up to 10 30s. You know, they go up to sort of mid 30, I think. They're definitely expecting a 40 in the next year or so, so happy days that'll do for a bend and a rod in the winter. So yeah, right, spin this round. I hate this bit because I can't see the other side of the camera. You can just see my mud, maybe. So yeah, not long got the rods out. What can I say? Yeah, just gone with a normal really, the old bottom baits, but I have tipped one with pink, one with yellow, just because the water's pretty murky really for a gravel pit. It's still a gravel pit, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's green. It's more of a more of your average lake colour, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got one down in the margin, which is nice and deep. In fact, I think it's deeper in the margins than it is out there. But Yeah, so I stuck one in there, a little bit of pellet over it, a few handfuls of boilie. The middle one is just off the tip of the island. Again, spread some 80mm bottom baits around, and the same with the right hand, sort of under a little overhang, which was a bit of a pain in the ass because first I had it all clipped up, spent time getting it clipped up right, so I was happy. First cast, fortunately I didn't have a rig on, straight in a fucking tree. That's like fuck's sake. So yeah, getting used to these little flicks and casts and that again, you know. Although saying that in the winter, I thought I'd be in probably the swims at a more open water, you know. Only reason I went in here because nobody can, you know, interfere to me right or left. Gives your own little sort of slice of water, if you know what I mean. And I like fishing features myself, you know, whether it be bars or little islands and stuff like that. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, just waiting on me cousin to turn up. I'm gonna flip this back round because I don't know what you can see. Yeah, it's waiting for Jamie to turn up. We're gonna have 2 or 3 nights at it, bit of a soch, just chill out and relax really. Bought the old cob tonight because it's not allowed barbecues, but I did clear it with I think it was a club secretary or somebody like that. Last week I was chatting to her, done a little recce on the way home actually. Chatting to him in the car park, and it described what it was to him, and he was like, yeah, he said it's just open fires we can't have. He said too many idiots, and I was like, yeah, I thought he might say that, but he said nah, you'll be alright with the cob. I was like, happy fucking days. So the cob also doubles up as a barbecue, those that know. So yeah, anyway, I ain't gonna ramble too much because yeah, there's not really an awful lot to show you, but I'll update this later on, and you never know, there might be a fish or 2 along the way. We'll see. Stranger things have happened. Bucker. Right then, well, first visit to Hucklesbrook. Give them a nice little bit of boilie, obviously the homemade, bit of pellet. And this little bad boy went choo choo, off we went. Didn't it fucking rip though?
It ripped off, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I weighed it, it's a double-ish. So yeah, happy days, off the mark. That'll do, won't it? Wow, got another one, another nice little skatey banger. £15 all but. Yeah, thought he was going to be a bit bigger, but he's been a bit of a twat. So he's probably going to beat the crap out of me just because. But yeah, rod only been out 10 minutes. Just finished spotting a bit of pellet and the old homemades over the top. Do, isn't it? Lively little mill. Happy days. Spin you around. As you're being well behaved at the minute. Famous last words. Alright, free witty. And all that shit. Yeah, tight to the island. Can melt it off. Nice long, lean, male fighting machine. Days. Let's get back. I'll do for a bit of winter sport. That's the reason I'm here, really. A bit of winter sport. Although it's not winter, I know, but wrecking it for winter. Yeah, cut the bends and a rod at the same time. Happy days. There we go. Nice cricket bat, £15. Bite number 3. Tell you what, he's proper long. And he give me a right old scrap, didn't he, mate? Nearly wiped out the other 2 rods in the process. You're a bit foamy, so come here. I ain't going about. Let's get you back home. Nope. Alright then, well this is what we come for, mate, isn't it? A somewhat spawned out fully, we reckon. His head's massive, it's hard to... Yeah, it's all head. Empty. Yeah, that's what we came here for. Jamie's had a proper one, I've had a proper one. And to be fair, I think we'll knock it on the head today. Happy days. Got to get that one. empty. But yeah, he's just gone bang on £20. Pissing down rain. Mega moody. Excuse the old chicken legs hanging out the bottom. Yeah, a bit of a shit mouth on him, unfortunately, but yeah, a couple of hours have been here. There we go. Nice old gnarly looking, dodgy mouth, £20 common. Yeah, in the pissing rain. Went mental, didn't he, under the rod tips? But yeah, I ain't complaining. 20 to start already. I've only been there a couple of hours. On the old faithful. Happy days. Let's get you back, because I need to dry off, because I'm minging. Where's my old note gone? There it is. Fuck it. Afternoon. Well, what can I say? I don't know, it's 20 something of July. And it's more like winter. Well, not winter, but autumn. Bonkers. Yeah. But my blog started with a fish. Not sure I'm going to edit this yet, so you might see the fish first, or you might see it after this. Makes sense to do it first, really. Yeah, so what can I say? Didn't fish last week. I had an event going on Saturday, DJing, and to be fair, I probably could have fished. Didn't work out as bad as no, actually I didn't have that. It was the week before, I tell a lie. Last week we had a darts presentation on a Saturday night, and I knew it'd be a messy one. And obviously 2 nights on the bank previous, well, I thought, nah, I need proper kit. And sure enough, I was right. I probably got home about 3:30 in the morning. It was late. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So didn't fish last week. So yeah. This week, yeah, it was a bit fraught with shit, shall we say, from the word go, really. Well, not from the word go, but yeah. Anyway, on the way down here, I got all the way as far as basically as I come out of Salisbury. So the last sort of, I don't know, 20 miles, something like that. Yeah, 20 minutes, 20 miles, something like that. Went to go in the petrol station and the road was closed. I was like, fuck's sake. Like, just before the petrol station, I was like, fucking typical. And then the fuel light was on, but it was in the plan anyway to get fuel on the way here. So, fuck's sake, now what am I going to do? Of course, obviously, flick the old sat-nav on, so I don't know the area well enough to get here any other way. Of course, sat-nav tried to take me the way I was going, but I was thinking, no, you twat, it's shut. Anyway, eventually it caught up, took me on this diversion, followed other cars that looked like they were pretty much lost as well. Yeah, come out onto another road and that was fucking shut as well. I was like, you're having a laugh. So yeah, anyway, I don't know how far out the way I went, I have no idea. It was all country lanes and yeah, open road, country lanes, open road, and I finally, about, I don't know, it must have been a good, I reckon 3/4 of an hour, which was fucking not good. Yeah, on my journey getting there, and I knew the rain was coming. Obviously, been checking out the weather and that all week, and I was like, I fucking need to get there and get sorted, you know. Anyway, quick trip to Spinney. It was stitched. I knew it would be with these conditions and that. So I was like, right, I'm not going to hang about, look anywhere else, just come straight up Hucklesbrook. I kind of had it in my head that I'd end up here anyway. Done a quick lap, quite busy. Yeah, so I plotted up. Excuse all fingers on phone. Basically, there's a bivvy opposite. That's where I was last time I was there. Yeah, and there was hardly anybody on this side. Yeah, just started fishing to islands and, you know, features. After doing so much big pit fishing, it's quite nice, you know. So yeah, 3 rods sort of spread along that island margin. Fucking rain. It's not actually as bad as what it sounds, because I'm under a fucking great tree. So yeah, anyway, yeah, 3 rods spread across that margin. And as you've already seen in that blog, I had a fish straight away, almost. I don't know how long the rod's out. I think it was a couple of hours in the vlog, but it wasn't even that. I've been here a couple of hours, but I reckon the rod was out, I don't know, half, 3/4 of an hour. Yeah, nice bang on £20 common, so happy days. Yeah, went mental in the margin. I don't think it knew it was hooked till it got in close, and it just went fucking nuts. and it's one of those. Keeping an arm about the back leads. I had a bit of an issue with back leads last time, so I was like, I won't go back leads. But then I don't like bowstring either. You know, it's a pressured little water, to be fair. Yeah, I just like having a line sort of pinned down that bit, you know. But yeah, that I managed to get it in without doing myself, but it was a nightmare. Middle rod as well, typical, and it's trying to get it away from me left, and he right, and he left, and it's quite deep in the margins here, like 7 foot. So they're going spanners, like well, this fish was. Yeah, but luckily I got it in. No damage done, no losses. Which was nice. Yeah, so the start of the session, stupidly enough, I don't know why I thought I'd get away with it, but I put my mozzie front on the front of here. Fucking hell, it was trashed. The wind says predominantly west-southwest. Well, it might actually be, to be fair, but every now and again I get a fucking almighty gust and it was coming straight in here. Basically hitting my bed, and I was thinking, do you know what, that's in for the night now. So I'm just gonna have to get wet again. Bolted a waterproof front on, and I'm glad I have now, because I've got a cup of tea brewing. Fucking hell, my t-shirt's soaked. Good job I've got spare. Yeah, I was going to do a cider, but I'm not actually feeling it tonight, so I'm going to have a brew. I should be lighting the cob soon. Luckily, yeah, the old cob is still working this weather. If not, I could have pan-fried stuff anyway, but not the same, is it? So, yeah, it'd be chicken, what about chicken, mushrooms, cheese, something or other, I can't remember now. A variety of meat, just like small bits and bobs, so gonna cut it up and just have kebabs basically. Also got some hot dogs as well. Yeah, just got to pick the right moment to light it. I mean, it doesn't really matter that it's raining, but yeah, obviously it's not ideal, but it's set in now. They recommend 100% up till stupid o'clock, so never mind. Not very organised, am I? For a change. But yeah, to be fair, usually I'm pretty on it, but yeah, I think it's bugging me up to say couldn't get where I wanted up spinny. Half a mind getting here, and obviously on the way here I was just like, oh, I just want to get here, and I was fucking everywhere else but anyway, we're here now, we're set up, we've had a fish, so happy days. I'll update this as and when. Like that. Afternoon. Well, actually no, it's morning. But I've been up since 5, so you forgive me for thinking it's afternoon when it's actually not. Yeah, unfortunately I just lost one. Yeah, nothing through the night, which I'm glad about, because I'm absolutely pissed down. Yeah, it was biblical. But yeah, I'm glad to say it stopped. Probably stopped about 7 this morning. Everything's slowly drying out. Yeah, so yeah, no action through the night. But yeah, I just lost one on my right hand rod. Felt half decent fish as well, actually. Took me all down that margin. And the hook pulled sort of far left of the screen there where the trees end. Yeah, so yeah, nobody likes a loss today. Never easy to stomach, but yeah, the hook point was fine, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe the fish had a dodgy mouth or something, you know, they do get caught a lot here. So yeah, not good, but rod straight back out, bit more pellet and boilie over the top, same area. Yeah, so it goes off again really. Yeah, like I said, everything's drying out now. It's actually quite warm, to be fair. Yeah, mega condensed in the bivvy. Obviously wet, humid, muggy. Yeah, it's gonna happen, isn't it? I think I might incorporate the old skull cap back on there, because it does give you a little bit of a porch. Yeah, although it's not much, it does seem to make a difference, so yeah, I might have to do that. But anyway, so yeah, other than the loss, nothing else to report. I think there is anyway. Yeah, managed to get away with me cob last night. It was nice. Some beef, chili beef, mushrooms, what else? A bit of cheese in there, a bit of peri peri mayonnaise. Yeah, it was nice, just a job. A couple of those, and that done me. So yeah, same again tonight, but with chicken rather than beef, I think. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'll end it there. God, Bug City at the moment.
Yeah, I'll end it there, and yeah, we'll catch up with this later if something happens. Afternoon or evening, or yeah, that's kind of evening. It's about 5:30, I think. Yeah, so a little catch up on last time really. I think I blogged it. Yeah, I did, because I had that common. Didn't land any other fish, but I did lose one, which is yeah, never good. I can't remember if I blogged it or not though, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. But yeah, so back up Hucklesbrook again. Wasn't really the plan. The plan was to be on a spinny, but the usual, stitched up. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass on there, I think, which is a shame really, because I was looking forward to getting my teeth into that really. So turn up Hucklesbrook, so that there in front of me, basically from there, focusing on my finger now, to there's an island, quite a big island. Yeah, so like basically it's the far end where I came in. There's a car park at both ends, but yeah, parked down the far end. Wasn't really sure what to do, to be honest. There's some nice swims sort of the backside of the island around there. Yeah, they just seem really close together. To be fair, they are. I mean, you know, it's one of them lakes, plenty of swims. But yeah, you don't want to be all on top of each other, do you, really? Anyway, I was down there in an hour and deciding what to do. Yeah, so that's where I wanted to be really. It's a bit deeper water that side. But the whole time I was there, I didn't see anything to go on really. Just, you know, just thought I'd give it a go really. Just a different area of the lake. Where I was last week is sort of round to my left. Yeah, sort of around there really, fishing across to the island. So I'm sort of basically as far as you can go, down in the bottom right hand corner. As you can see there, right way up to sort of there. Got a nice sort of tree line margin, and margins are quite deep here. So I've opted to stick one round in that corner. So you can just make out the canopies there. Little canopies in the tree. Sort my finger out, just there. Bastard of a cast, but I managed to get it right in the end. A few attempts, but yeah, I got it cock on. So I managed to walk around, put a bit of bait over it. Yeah, so one of the reasons I come in here is because A, there's no one up this end, or there isn't now. The wind was coming in there nice earlier. We're due more northwest, west northwesterlies, which is straight up here really. According to my phone, it's raining. According to both apps I use, it's raining, but I've not had none here. Although it does look threatening. So yeah, I'm not quite sure I got away with that one, because usually I get fucking soaking. Anyway, to my left there, just make out that this willow just here. Well, the other side of that willow is another little swim, and there was a day angler in there, so I sort of stopped chatting to him earlier on. And he was after tench and had 3 carp, one of them being a 20. I was like, fair play, mate. Yeah, he caught me in close over chopped worm and bits like that. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't use anything like that as such. Yeah, so hopefully they'll like a bit of pellet and boilie. There's no reason why they shouldn't. Well, they had a currents on my left hand rod. I was on the phone with my cousin. Pulled all the way up tight, bobbing it the rod. Fucking hell, but it didn't tear off after that. Basically, I'm fishing out where that grebe is. No, I ain't. Past that. It's a bit deceiving on the phone, so I've got 2 rods out here. Like I said, you're a bit limited because there is a lot of swims on there, unfortunately. Although there's no one. Actually, there is someone to my right and one further down, but I'm like 11 wraps, so I'll put two close together. A little spotted area, just pellet and boilie. Yeah, nothing too much, just enough for a bite or two, you know. There's a lot of little stuff in there as well, so sort of take that into account. And that's it basically. So yeah, one in the snags, well not snags, but on the end of the snags, 2 out here. But yeah, that current's weird. I think it was just, I don't know, just a fish that picked that up and carried on moving, you know. It didn't contact anything when I picked the rod up, and it didn't run, sort of thing. It just, the line tightened right up and stayed there. So yeah, weird. But anyway, so I just let her chilling out. I'm actually knackered for some reason, don't really know why. Not done anything particularly strenuous. So yeah, just contemplating whether to spark up a cider, like the old cob later. Got a nice big fat rump steak with some mushrooms and a bit of pepper, I expect. So that'd be nice on the cob. Or I've got some, I think it's Cajun chicken breast. Again, mushrooms, peppers, and I'll just do that and a bit of pita bread. That's what I normally do. That'd be me sorted basically. So yeah, but yeah. So as it stands, I'm the only one down this end of the lake. It's hard to do it justice really, but I can't be arsed to get out of bed. So yeah, it's a fair chunk of water. Quite shallow this end. You know, you're looking at sort of 3 or 4 foot. But yeah, nice and quiet up here. Rod's been sorted for a while, so no disturbances. Wait, see what happens, innit? Anyway, probably bored of that view now, but hopefully we'll update us later on with the fish. Fuck it. Right then, we got one. Following on from my little vlog last night, is a typical psycho nuts common. Oh, massive great head on it. There you go. Little 19.5 powerhouse. That'll do, won't he? Long and lean, fighting machine. Step you around quickly, mate. Little blank sleeper. Yeah, the wind's turned around here lovely this morning, straight up where I am, which is what I was hoping for. And yeah, I'll go to have this 20 minutes ago, so surprising really. Late morning bite, which is nice. There we go. He'll do, won't he? Happy days. 19.5. Let's get you back, mate. Okay. Well, as I keep saying, this is carp and raw, and I'm pissed off. Yeah, I was having a nice little doze. I actually drifted off to sleep, and it fucking melted middle rod. Yeah, I'm fishing to just a little baited area really. Yeah, what can I say? Connected with it, had it on for ages, and then down to my left, just down here, is like willow. It's yeah, wouldn't normally be a problem, but he's kited long around the back of it. Yeah, so I stuck my rod down under the water, trying to stop him basically, and you get that telltale, and then into the fucking tree. I was like, yeah, he's off. Don't know really. Just tied, not tied, but tied another bait on. Hook point sound. Yeah, lucky to get all my kit back really. Yeah, fucking gutted. I hate that. Fucking hate it. But I might have to. I don't know. I mean, I started using these J Precision hooks. I don't know whether sometimes they just prick them, you know, and I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't usually lose fish, to be fair, but I've lost 2 in as many weeks, so something needs addressing. Yeah, not sure. Carp and raw, innit? What can I say? So yeah, back out on the spot, bit more bait. I hope we get another chance. Not pucker on this occasion.